It's already there. That's okay. Well, we're starting the video with the PodExpress Black. Now, Perfecto Castro, he's back there on the couch, just made a video about this. And if I had paid attention, I would know what to say. But I did fall asleep because guitar videos are super boring. So don't do that. Watch this. Because metal! But of course, we're going to have to do a full this. He's making the same nut sounds that I was making, eating nuts. Full disclaimer, I think Line6 is paying me for this video. I don't know, because Perfecto brought it, and they said at some point, we have a new thing, you might do a video. So I'm just doing this in the hopes that they pay me. I don't know.
I'm gonna invoice you my delivery fee.
So apparently I'm getting invoiced by him for delivering it. But you know what? I was gonna say, let's do an unboxing. I have an unboxing, but it's a bit weird. This is how it got delivered. So next I would say, let's do some beautiful product shots. We have those, and I will play some dulcet tones with that really cool guitar. So, yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna click around and see what happens. How about that? Look at these. So, no track because we got loads of stuff to cover. Okay, I'm going to tell you roughly what this thing does on the actual, I'm pointing over there, but you're seeing it over there, what it does on the actual box. But if you want full operability and how to run it on the actual box, watch my PodExpress video, not the black, the red version, because I show you everything. How to operate it on the actual pedal, because at this point, there was no editor, which I kind of liked. I kind of liked the idea that, let's say you wanted a chorus, what you did is, you dialed in chorus, see it starts going blue, and then this whole thing shows you more chorus. And then you get into flanger, and you have more flanger. Flanger. And there was no other editability, no other parameters. And I like that, because at under $200, it delivered quite a few sounds, and you could have a flanger without really thinking about parameters and knowing about guitar stuff and just have some fun. Put it on the table, play. Now they give us the editor, and there's a lot more that you can set up. But it might make you fiddle with the editor and prevent you from actually making music. So I don't know what to think about this. However, if the red one isn't your cup of tea because you were like, well, who needs cleans? That's lame. Edge of breakup, that's for my grandpa. What, these Marshall-y gain sounds, that's for papa. No, I'm a youngin'. I play these black 7-string, 8-string multi-scale guitars, and I want to chug. I only have one amp on the red one that does it for me. Where is all the gain? That's where all the gain is. There is a pure, and from there it gets dirty and dirtier, and it's all the variations of the high gain that you want. Don't look for your Marshalls. Don't look for your edge of breakup sounds. I could tell you what is hiding behind the Dirge, Crux, Anvil, Slay, Mega, and Avant, but I'm not, because it's a couple of companies that I'm friends with, and I don't want to let you know what Line6 put in there. It's also irrelevant. Listen. So what you can do is, as I said, dial it in right there. You will never need the editor, but you could. Same thing with gain or the distortion here. you know, an op amp, an LED, distort, or fuzz. And then there's a boost. Interestingly, the distortion is in front of the boost, which to me makes no sense. First of all, with all the gain in the amps, why do you even need distortion other than the fuzz, which is a different kind of thing? I would have said boost is enough. But when you look at boost, there's a comp. So that's not really a boost. And then you got mids, which is probably tube screamerage, which you probably want to tighten your amps. Then the question is, why aren't they tight to begin with? And so on. And then the real cool effects, delay and reverb, and also a looper, is all in the same block, which means you either have delay or reverb. And Perfecto was really crying about that for 2 days, like a little girl. However, when you're playing the manly music, or womanly music, lots of cool female metal players out there, do you really need a spring reverb?
What if you're playing symphonic metal?
If you're playing symphonic metal, first of all, don't do that because that's horrible. But also, no, I mean, for the leads, you need a delay. But do you actually need a delay and a reverb for the metal? I just think he's an old fart. That's what I think. But I also don't know things. There's a tuner, which works rather well. You can change your caps in a very creepy, weird way. Hold in Alt and tap, then that changes to purple, and now you can change your caps with your other hand. Okay, because you have to keep holding those. The way
Need a hand?
I don't need a hand, thank you. The way Perfecto has set it up is this turns on effect 1, which would be distortion, this effect 2, which would be boost, and the extra foot switch that he's got on the table here by Barn something?
Barn 3.
Barn 3, it's called the Ox. This will switch the modulation, and this will switch the delay, which is actually really cool that you can do that. So I cannot actually turn this off, so the on-off on here doesn't perform that function. There are presets by hitting both of these, and then you can go click through the presets. Should we do some of that before we get into the editor? Let's do this. What do we have here?
On the thing.
On the thing. Can't. I can't get to the tuner because Perfecto did its weird flippy switchy. But I'm clever, and I also wired it behind the pedal through my Walrus Auto Tuner. So, what are we playing here? It's a pointy 7-string behemoth beast with bare knuckle aftermath, multi-scale, all in black by Aviator Guitars from the Czech Republic called the Predator. It's dark and ominous and evil with a wingy neck, hip shot locking tuners, and what you can't see, but I can see it from the side, it's Barbie. Come on. Pearloid pink. This is one of the coolest axes you've ever played. Metal, Barbie, metal, Barbie, metal, Barbie, Barbie, metal. Okay. Barbie! Thank you. Perfecto said, if you have the delay on and you switch presets, it will stay on. So we'll actually have to hit this foot switch to turn it off. Ah, there you go. Where are the presets that actually work?
I think you should use the editor now.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the editor. Let's look at the editor. Okay, here are presets. Double clicky, pure and clean. Very hollow. Now that's not your Fender clean. That's your metal clean for pretty much this intro.
It needs reverb.
Does not need reverb. And then it goes, that's pretty much all you do when you do the metal. Don't tell me that's not the case. But that's fine. Lunar Smoke. I want fuzz on that. Now I could do that in the software. Let's see if I can. So boost. No, I need distortion. That needs to be on. Fuzz. And to turn that on, I'll click this. Here we go. It's reverb ambience. We don't want that. We want delay, and we can only have one. I see his problem. Now it's filthy, which is what you want. Orange, green, rat. It's all not super gainy in terms of the presets. Modern Anvil. Just making noise right now, but I'm having a good time. My right arm isn't fast enough. Well, how do I make it tighter? It's already moosted bids. It already has moosted bids. Boosted mids.
Tube Screamer.
It is already on. Perfecto. It is already there. Yep. There's also gate. You need glasses from back there. Of course, there's different caps, which we can. This is the Kali V30. There's I don't know what that is. It's all very brutal. I think that XXL V30 is probably like an angle, and that delivers. Different amps. We'll stick with this cab. Let's turn the boost off. I did that with the foot switch. Talking about the foot switches, if you go to the settings up here, that's where you can define what your foot switches do. So you got what the volume jack does, You can also, if you look on the side right here, there is a little dial. And that is for the headphone volume, but it's also for the master volume. And before they had the editor, you couldn't change that. Well, now you can actually say that this little dial is only for the headphone volume, which is very convenient. In the back, we've got an input, stereo output, expression input jack, USB-C and 9 volt. You can also power it with a battery, so you're completely autonomous when it comes to playing it anywhere. So looking at what you can set up there, the wheel control is right now for all outputs or just for the headphones. Didn't we change that? We did change that.
We changed it on the other version.
And you can set up what the different foot switches do. So 3 and 4, which is the input in the back, is now going to be effects 3 and 4. But of course, you can assign tap tempo, next preset, and other fun things. We're going to stick with Perfecto's system and not fiddle with it. So right now we just have the amps. I'm going to go on the actual pedal to start with pure. That's going to give you boring shit. Tesla, cool song. Okay, nobody needs that. That's wussy stuff. How do I change things on the pedal? You hit Alt and... Nope. You hold Alt and dial in the gain. Ha-ha! However, of course, in the app, you have drive, bass, middle, treble, which you have on the pedal as well. A channel volume you do have. Presence, not so much. Master, not so much. Sag, no. Hum. Who wants hum? It's ripple. I don't know what these words mean. Bias. This is all like from the Helix stuff. Nobody needs that. But you have it now. And I liked that the PodExpress was simple and to the point, and it just made you do music. Now you got to look up what bias and ripple is. But... Now it's tighter, we just boost it with the tube screamer type pedal. No gain, but level, and that really takes out the low end, and it should be tighter. That sounds like an anvil, and that's what it's called. It could be black metalish.
That was, yeah.
Huh? Isn't that a song? How much is it? 180 bucks? 190 bucks?
Let's
200 bucks? 220? I don't know. I mean, just throw it in your gig bag, take it to your gig, and if your black metal amp goes, or black death metal, hardcore, grunge, death grind thing goes up in smoke, throw this in the PA. I mean, why wouldn't you? Really? I mean, that's just
190 to 200.
200 bucks. Slay. I turned the modulation on, but there is no modulation selected. So we're going to go to a phaser, which sadly is behind the amp and cab. So it's a post phaser. There's a dog. Hey, Egg. It's 7 minutes after his dinner time. So, yeah, I got a medal. You're black. You know. You know. Okay? Want to hear? Well, because it's behind everything, it's a bit much, right? But then again, how much modulation does one need in metal? X, what do you think? Not that much. That is correct. We're almost done here. Next amp. Yeah, I mean, we could look at all these different effects and stuff. There's different, the chorus, tremolo. I mean, how much tremolo do you need in metal? Okay, that aviator guitars needs to make the kill switch not the tiniest little switch in the world. I'm gonna have to talk to them.
Or you can use the tremolo.
Or use the tremolo. At $200 or below, you get none of the dad crap and grandpa shit. You're getting all the brutals and fuzzers and ickies for your chuggers. I do think boost or behind distortion is weird, but I think in this case, you're either using distortion into a clean or slightly driven amp or the boost to tighten your amp, which is what we did. So I think it's either or. In this case, then the position isn't relevant. Modulation, tremolo should be behind. The other should be in front. Since it's digital, Line6 could do this. Line6 could do chorus phaser and flanger, preamp and tremolo post-amp simply by you going to those effects and then moving it in the chain, but they don't. And delay and reverb and looper, which we didn't show you, as a block. And it's either or, is a bit weird. However, I go to delay, some shreddies, and you're good. Reverb and metal? No, unless you're like really old, like that fart. Different cabs, they work. Is this a replacement for my rev or for my angle? No. Is it pretty damn good to practice, go to rehearsal on a budget, throw it in your gig bag when you go to the gig and something breaks? You have a quad cortex, but you don't want to buy a second quad cortex as a backup, or even more so that Line6 doesn't get mad at me. You have a helix. Instead of, yeah, of course you have a helix. Yeah, sure. Any kind of helix. And you have your sounds, which are kind of in there, in your helix. And that goes up in smoke. Sometimes they might. And then you got this. 5 minutes later, play the gig. I don't think that the outputs are TRS, so they're not balanced. But they might. Look it up. I can't be bothered. If they are, you don't need a DI box. If they're not, your front of house guy is gonna bitch about it, but he will have a DI box. They are fun, because I had fun. That's all you need to know. I personally wouldn't even bother with the app and hooking it up and downloading, importing, copy, pasting presets and all that. I would put it on the table, find something I like, save, done. Because you can pretty much set up most of what you need right there on it. If you want, for example, what I just did, change the tremolo to a square. Now that requires the app, but now you can actually do that. I don't know what's not to like. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, but you always say, like, you know, you need the big amps. Yeah, it's different. This can't do what a big-ass real amp with a cab and a mic in front of it does. But it doesn't mean that what it does is bad. And it's a very different price point. Everything I say is obviously price point dependent. I'll put links below to different shops. Please use them. Do not go to Perfecto's video and use his links. Okay? Because he can play better. Don't do that. Then again, you know, you might want to support the elderly. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a thing you might want to do. No, use my links. I think that's much better. No. Use my links. That feeds my dogs and cats. No. This guy has food. And thank you so much. Thank you, Line6, for paying for this, hopefully without knowing that I'm making it. That's not creepy at all. And animals at the end.